Hey Taurus North Node, welcome and Happy New Year. Let's jump right into your North Node reading. This is intended to be for the first quarter, but certainly, whenever you see this video, come upon this video, trust your intuition that the messages are being received when they're supposed to be. Okay, so if you're just interested in the tarot portion, I will timestamp everything in the description box below. But the way I do these readings is I have some oracle cards that I will that I have already drawn just to kind of set the tone. It's kind of like where are we going to go with this? And so I drew from the Wild Unknown archetypes. Okay, so only one card came out for you. Thank God, otherwise these things get so long. And I also drew from Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and 2 cards came out. So let's look at what they are. Interesting theme right off the bat, completely speaks to, sort of your North Node journey, really. Okay, so from Kim Cran's The Wild Unknown Archetypes, you got the bridge. Can you see the 2 hands open? Okay, and sort of the rainbow of energy above and reflected down in the water. This is kind of the emotions. So this is about being open to the other. This is about saying yes. This is about creating a bridge and an acceptance of others' experiences, of others' ideas, ideologies, of saying yes to how others show up. It's a recognition. In therapy speak, we say the I, thou, okay? And what magic can happen, when we're open to that flow, the back and forth. And a bridge is kind of like, an open space where there's an opening on each side is what I'm trying to say, right? There's like a portal on each side, okay? You can move over this way and you can move over this way, and it's back and forth. Now this is me and my own words. This isn't out of her book per se, but it's open to receiving and it's open to giving, okay? There's no real walls here, okay? There's a respect of boundaries, but not a need for walls. Okay, let me just read a few words out of Kim Cran's. So the keywords, the connection, the link, the gate. Okay, the gate. This archetype is the gesture of acceptance, of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating, and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. An unknown land, right, can be another person's perspective and for you. Boy, do we really need that right now, that kind of understanding. Healing and communication are made possible. We enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. Remember that a bridge cannot be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weathers of life. Okay. All right. So what was so interesting to me was when the cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle came out, we've got, this kind of theme going. So the first card was Yin. Okay, and it's a number 2. This is a receptive. The yin energy is the feminine principle, and it is receiving. It's an open vessel. Okay. The essential meanings that Colette Baron Reed has in her book, The Feminine Principle of Receptivity. Okay. So look at these two hands, right? Receiving and open. Letting someone else make the first move. Gathering information and taking in cues. The art of conscious allowing. I love that idea of conscious allowing. So we're not necessarily in a space where we're in the yang energy, where we're creating that masculine energy. It's more of allowing, but making a conscious effort that that's the space that I'm in. I'm going to be very mindful and watch what flows in, right? I'm going to watch what flows in. And it doesn't mean that you don't have ideas and thoughts of the things that you want to create, but you're open to the magic of flow and what comes towards you, and maybe even starting to be a little bit more curious. Like, was curious a part of that last? I thought curiosity was somewhere in here. Yeah, we enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. Okay, yeah. So she says, this is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others, you know, that mindful observation. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest, right? So an interesting relationship to the bridge card. And then the second card in the final oracle card to start off this reading is the fates. Okay, so very interesting again. Fate, karma, acceptance, that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. No, there are things you cannot change. There are many things that you cannot control, right? And being very aware of that, and who or what can we control? Ourselves. And who or what can we not control? Other people. Okay. So the serenity, or the oracle's message, the serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. In my counseling practice, I say over and over again, for me, mental health is the serenity prayer. You can leave out all the religiosity. It's just the notion that, the prayer is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. So, you know, your South Node is here too, right? That scorpionic need, you know, to understand, to go deep, to have certain amount of control, to I'll just leave that there. Okay, the intensity, whereas your Taurus North Node is more about, you know, being less judgmental, more open, having clear boundaries, respecting boundaries, being very in touch with, you know, sort of your senses and sensuality. And so it's really kind of an interesting reading right off the bat. Okay. Oh, and bottom of the deck for Wisdom of the Oracle was go the distance in the protection. So here it is in the protection position. And this is really just a reminder to persevere, to keep going. 47, let's see. Endurance, strength, the long haul. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing is happening? You know, what happens when we do that, right? Then we kind of can get anxious and start feeling like I need to take control here. And the cards are reminding you to be patient, to be open. If you're going to do anything right now, it's to be very curious and to continue to say yes as things show up, and be open to what, even though you might not understand, to what you're experiencing, with curiosity. When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages, but there's more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You are learning how to conserve your strength. And in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. You don't expend it on trying to control external things or other people. Okay? Listen to the call of your soul because it will never lead you astray. This is an important time of letting go of what's not important. Again, serenity prayer. Okay, so we're going to leave that and we'll move into the reading. Okay, so we're going to look at, let me see, I've got to get some of these books here. And so we're going to, sorry, got a little congested here. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. I have already pre-shuffled, but I'll shuffle once more on camera. Let's see what this is all about. So what are the challenges currently present? The current challenges for Taurus North Node right now. Oh, okay, it's card of Gemini, card of the Lovers, and the card of Choice. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. Okay, looks like you are, the particular challenge could be a relationship, could be making a choice in a relationship. Yeah, wow. Okay, so look, at the bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Okay, this is the card of passion, life force, just call it what it is. It's the BONER card. So very sexy, sexy stuff. Okay, so there's passion, opportunity for something pretty exciting is what I want to say. Okay. And then underneath that, right, is the Two of Swords. And this card is, again, this person is withdrawing and not making a decision right now at this point. I'm not going to go all into it. I do it in other videos when necessary. And the Hierophant, okay, so another Taurus card. What did I say? Another Taurus card. So it could be, you know, maybe there's a relationship issue, a marriage issue. Should I stay? Should I go? You know, what are the dynamics of your relationship? Where maybe being more open and curious about a partner, maybe even being more open and curious about your own experience. is here, okay? All right. Sun, sensuality, right? Again, this is a general reading, so, you know, take what works, what resonates for you, and leave the rest. Okay, so we're going to look at what strengths are present for Taurus North Node right now. Okay. Well, you are the spiritual warrior. You are the this is the 9 of Wands, okay? So you've been through a lot. I mean, he's kind of battled and bruised, and you know, he looks pretty strong still. But he's definitely considering all that he has gone through. Some people on the negative side of this, or on the shadow side, I should say, see this as paranoia, but we're looking at your strengths. And so your strengths are that you have experience, you've gained wisdom. Trying to look. Yeah. Through your experiences and challenges, you've overcome them, not without some scars and battle wounds, but, you know, that has made you stronger. And at the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Cups. So you also know happy. You also know joy. You also know fulfillment. You know what is possible. It's almost, I mean, there is a possibility here that I'm trying to just see how the cards are kind of facing each other. There is a possibility that you will decide to continue to work harder. You'll pick up that 10th wand and you'll work hard. You know, you'll take on more. You'll give it another try. We'll just say it like that. Okay. Let me see. I think you want a new opportunity, though. You know, I think you want a new opportunity, and you know what you know. And maybe it's just time to stop trying to control, you know, the outcome, and to be oh yeah. So we got the right. It's kind of reminiscent of this go the distance card. You know, there's a time to let go. No one has to be a winner. No one has to be a loser. It's just time. Time to let something end. And maybe it's time to let go of something like the shoulds. You know, sometimes in relationships, we have an idea or a belief system, and our partner has an idea and a belief system, and it creates, you know, friction. What was once kind of interesting and intriguing about the other person now becomes like a challenge to get them to move over to your side of thinking. And it's not, that is no, that's not healthy. that's not positive, that doesn't honor and respect your partner. So maybe it's time to let go of kind of those things and agreeing that for the sake of this partnership or this union, I'm going to meet you in the middle. I'm going to meet you on the bridge. And we're going to agree to meet in the middle. And for others of you, it's you've gone long enough, hard enough. It's time to accept this isn't working, right? Okay. What to leave behind. How am I doing this reading? It's now 8:30. Why I'm saying that is I'm very tired. Hardly remember my own spread. Okay, but what to leave behind. What does Taurus North Node need to leave behind? Oh, I'm just going to look at them, but I'm not going to take them. It's too many. Okay. Rest assured, the cards that need to come out will come out. Okay. So, what does Taurus North Node need to leave behind? Some conflict cards. Got the Five of Wands wants to keep poking its little head out. Okay. So we've got Page of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Okay. So what to leave behind? What I first want to say is listening to others, to gossip, to what other people think or tell you or say or do. The second thing I want to say is telling yourself one thing and second guessing it. Okay. This figure, here's the mental, the verbal energy here, right? And the clouds are moving in this direction. His body is leaning, or its body is leaning in this direction, right? So why is he looking back this way when everything is pushing this way? He's got one foot kind of back here in this world. So I don't know, what does he want? He's put something out there, right? And now he's waiting. What's he waiting for? Waiting for something to come to him? For a change? Is he waiting for the other person to change? Is he waiting to see if someone's going to come after him? If he should kind of look like he's going to leave? Is he what's he waiting for? Or is he longing for other shores? I think this is about being real clear and leaving behind Just noticing these birds flying up above his head for some reason. Yeah, I'm thinking of like what a little birdie told me, or I mean, and sometimes our intuition and our soul and our self just knows like, this isn't working, or this is. I still want to work on this. I love this person, or whatever it is. And then there's this like other voice of maybe the messages that we grew up on, and the shoulds and the musts and the have tos that keeps pulling us back, and to me, that's a really good recipe for anxiety and for analysis paralysis. And it's time for you to leave that behind, to trust your intuition, trust what you're experiencing, trust what you have gone through, trust what you know to be true. And resist gossip. Okay. Okay, what to focus on to help the collective. Okay, your strength. Okay. Focus on your strength, focus on facing your fears, focus on the internal strength, not brute strength, not manipulating other people. This is about our internal strength. To focus on to focus on I'm sorry, I'm trying to connect it to these oracle cards as well to make this a cohesive reading here. To rein in sort of some of those like more impulsive or primitive, maybe even some shadow side stuff, to recognize it within yourself, to try not to deny it, try not to project it, try not to dismiss it, try not to suppress it, try to bring it to light and integrate it to be able to use it for your benefit. Let's just say, like, as an example, anger. Sometimes, we're taught it's not nice to be angry. It's not nice to yell at someone or something. And so you decide, well, I can never express my displeasure. I can never speak my mind, or I just have to avoid conflict at all costs. And then what actually ends up happening is you stuff, and then it comes out like this big ball of rage, or it becomes being secretive, or withholding, or addiction. And so rather than deny this very base, primitive reality that, anger is a part of being human, it's a part of our emotional warning system. It alerts us when someone is crossing a boundary. It says, no, stop. And not only if you don't stop, like, there's a consequence, right? And so rather than go into like rage and maybe trying to control another person's actions or another person's thought processes, or to even avoid it, you acknowledge there's something going on here that is triggering me. And I have to be with it. I have to acknowledge it's here. I have to acknowledge my feelings. I have to acknowledge, what I want in a way that is beneficial to both me and to my partner, so that we can be honest with each other, so that we can move in a direction freely that is right for us at this time. Whether I stay, whether I go, whether you stay, whether you go, it's really important to be able to wrestle with that inner beast. It's internal strength and will. The ability to own who you are, what you are, and that you are a creator. What do you want to create? You're not a victim. It's been through a lot. He's already strong outwardly. How about internally, spiritually, emotionally? In the bottom of the deck, making a decision, deciding. Do I continue to work on this crap, or do I pull it up and call it a harvest? Or is it's really just, there's no more left here, and we need to take it out to the compost pile and maybe try it in another plot of land somewhere? Like, it's kind of a pause here. It's sevens for me are potential for growth, for spiritual growth. It's a choice point. What does he want to do with what he's created already? This is the bottom of the deck, and the bottom of the deck, if you don't know, I read as energy that's moving from the past, the present, into the future. So it's kind of this, you've been in this space for a while, and it's here, and it's going to be a little bit more into the future, but that's okay. So that's that. So we want to work on really being less reactive and more responsive, in order to help the collective, to focus on yourself rather than focus on others and what they're doing. This is about focusing on yourself, and what you're doing and your experience, right? Okay, now for the obstacle card, I like to draw from another deck, and this is the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck from Tori Hartman. Again, all of these have been cleansed and shuffled, but we're going to look at what is a potential block or obstacle for Taurus North Node. What would be a potential block or obstacle for Taurus North Node? What do they need to be aware of? Potential block or obstacle this time. Block or obstacle they need to be aware of. Potential block. Am I asking the right question? Okay, what does Taurus North Node need to be aware of might be preventing them from seeing, acknowledging truth. Okay. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, we have an impasse. Okay. So let's see. We got a facade. And we got balance. So we got energy from the solar plexus, the will, right? The will. See all this yellow? Okay. And balance. Spiritual. Crown chakra. Wow, yeah, wow. Okay, see, look at all these people. Arms folded, everyone's being very stubborn. Let's see what it says here. So this is what Taurus North Node to be. You're unhappy in your relationships. You may be relating to others through a false sense of duty. What did I say? The shoulds, right? No. Give up being something you're not. This is about reclaiming life. What have I done to heal my childhood pain? Key ideas: dissociating from yourself, reclaiming your life, healing childhood pain. Right. Interesting. Said that. Okay, and then balance. Love how these cards come out. All right. Running towards something may chase it away. Be wary of being deceived by your own desires. I take me with me wherever I go. Is there a part of my life that may be out of alignment with who I am? Key ideas: chasing illusions, health matters, compulsive behavior, right? Dietary imbalance, being result-oriented, self-neglect, and honoring values. Okay, so those are the potential blocks. It's already in your reading. Obviously, kind of already said that, so it's just a restatement of what I said. And now we're going to look at the best possible outcome. Whoa. Be the best possible outcome for Taurus North Node at this time. Taurus North Node follows guidance, your guidance and wisdom, your guidance, hope, help, and healing. The best possible outcome, working through childhood. Oh, too many cards. Best possible outcome. Taurus North Node. Okay, you had one that came out first. Okay. Well, you're standing. You're wow, love it. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. Yes, is there going to be conflict? But it's change. Okay, and for this card, I guess what I'm going to say to you is that you can decide whether there has to be a winner or a loser, or is it just an indicator of a time for change, a time to stop the fighting, a time to put down the swords, a time to recognize, conflict is a part of life, but we don't have to see it as a win-lose situation. Okay. So, best possible outcome, again, we've got a 7 card of potential and the Sun. Wowzers. Okay. So, you being in a space where you don't have to prove yourself anymore, you've already done that. You've been a victor. You've okay, I wanted to explain something, but I'm not going to even bother. You have done enough. You are enough. You can defend your right to have your opinion in a life that feels good, fun, bright, expansive, joyful. This is joyful card. I have a right to feel joy. Joy in my life. To live passionately. This red kind of, I don't know what that is, scarfy looking thing, you know, kind of kundalini-ish. To have the sun shine on me and feel like a happy little baby riding on the spirit horse. And no one, no shoulds, no other people, I don't care what anyone says. I'm rising above that. Now, again, 7 potential. You want to avoid like the darker side of this, like the defensiveness. Okay. But maintaining my boundaries, defending my truth, knowing my worth. I don't have to prove it to anyone. I already know it. And I stay up high. Love anything or anyone that is making me thinks they're gonna break me or make me second guess myself, you know. Okay. And then 1, so that looks great. Okay, and let's get a message from Archangel Metatron, from the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle from Amanda Ellis. Okay, one more message for Taurus North Node. Taurus North Node. You know, it could feel kind of awkward to you. You might feel a little clunky, clumsy as you navigate this time. Might feel a little foreign or heavy. Wow, interesting. But that's okay. All right. All right. Bottom of the deck. Grounding and support. Mother Earth. I'm not going to read this. I would just say that again, if this is causing you anxiety because you want to move in a certain direction, but all the shoulds and all the people and all the what other people say are kind of holding you back and creating anxiety, you want to get yourself outside, get in touch with nature, ground yourself, practice tuning into yourself. Be, once again, open and observing and curious as to the synchronicities and the things that seem to be coming to you naturally and organically, even if it is a tough time, right? Okay, so that's the bottom of the deck. The book over here. And then we got yellow. I mean, come on. Joy and happiness. Of course, you know I love this card. Joy and happiness. And what did I say? This little red scarf, right? Passion, Kundalini. And we got Kundalini, untapped energy. Okay, Kundalini, however you say it. Joy and happiness and untapped energy. Wow. All right, so let's see. Just read a little bit out of here. Oh. It's the first card of the deck. 1. Okay. Wouldn't you know it? Card number 1 links to the sun, your source of light, heat, and life on this great earth. The masculine energy of the sun is strong. So, wow, you're going to be balancing out, right, this yin energy. The feminine, okay. The feminine receives the masculine energy. Interesting. Okay. To absorb the gifts and blessings of yellow is to allow in vibrations of happiness, joy, laughter, childhood innocence, play, and the sun as the life force of our world. Let it lift your spirits and mood, reminding you of the perfection of a warm summer day. Know too that this image of the sun works directly on your solar plexus. So it's 2 like very Leo cards here, right? Solar plexus, Leo ruled by the sun. Got another, the facade card here. Yeah, okay. Take a moment to think about your core strength. I don't think I finished that sentence. I'm sorry. Note too that this image of the sun works directly on your solar plexus chakra to put you back into your power and centered place. Take a moment to think about your core strength. Does it feel supported and strong or weak and vulnerable? If it needs a boost, visualize yellow rays lifting any heaviness or fear and bringing in pure source energy from the sun itself into the center of you. Right. There may be a need for lighter, fresher food or bright, positive affirmations. The bee at the center of this card symbolizes the need to reach out to others and be sociable and appreciate what others can bring to their lives. Bees are creatures that swarm together and work together for a common good. So this is highlighted to you now as well. The sweet honey nectar they produce by pulling together represents the reward for their effort. The yellow rays are a reminder too that after any storm we pass through in life that knocks us down and saddens us, the sun's energy can restore us back to our prolific best, happy in who we are and what we do. Beautiful, got chills. All right, and 35. Think about the amount of untapped, unused energy at your disposal, okay? Remember, which card was it? Was it the bottom of the deck where go the distance? Be very mindful of where you are putting your energy. Like a burning furnace within you, the Kundalini fire energy depicted on this card needs tending and stoking. A fire that is forgotten will emit a quiet heat, but no real flames of passion or electrical current to awaken all that is available as raw primal energy, drive, and insight. Become aware of the coiled serpent at your base chakra. This part of you is just as real as anything else. Make friends with it, be at peace with its presence, and realize that within its coils, which wish to upfold upward, there is a raw power and divine essence that is yours and yours alone. Use it to ignite passion, to inspire ideas. Didn't you get the bottom of the deck? Didn't you get the Ace of, yeah, got the Ace of Wands at some point. Within its coils, which wish to upfold upward, there is raw power and divine essence that is yours and yours alone. Use it to ignite passion, to inspire others, or to receive spiritual truths. But first allow it to flow up your spine, warming each part with its light and color and energy. You can awaken it gently and train it in many practices: meditation, yoga, movement, and dance. Ask Metatron to guide this process. Take time. There is no rush. It is time for it now to awaken within and for you to start to read and meditate on its presence within you. It is a part of you. Integrate it and own it. It is there to help your spiritual path by igniting fire, color, and light within you to help you see, feel, hear, and taste with kaleidoscopic senses. What an extraordinary hidden asset. So there you go, Taurus North Node. Be well. Thank you. And just take 1 second, if you would, to like, share, or subscribe. Bye-bye.